The old woman sat at the wooden table, fountain pen moving steadily across the open ledger. She was 60-something, plain gray cardigan, hair pulled back without flourish. The ledger itself was cloth-bound, its pages filled with careful, looping handwriting, names, dates, small amounts, brief notes of need. Nothing digital, nothing networked, just paper remembering what paper had always remembered. Mother Ansel looked up without surprise. Her voice was calm, almost conversational, the way one speaks when there is no longer time for performance. "You must be Elena. Mara said you might come. Sit. The ledger doesn't bite." Elena remained standing a moment longer, coat still on, the scent of candle wax and old paper closing around her like the parish box had weeks earlier. The wristband flagged parish aid records for review. The engine is already drawing preliminary arcs between yesterday's exchange panic and any non-sovereign ledger. "I came to warn you." Mother Ansel set the pen down with deliberate care. She turned the ledger slightly so Elena could see the open page. Rows of entries, none of them longer than a sentence. They can flag whatever they like. This book has never been for them. It was never meant to survive an audit. It was only meant to remember who needed bread last Tuesday and who still needs insulin tomorrow. No timestamps for the lattice. No probability weights. Just names and needs and the quiet promise that help does not require permission. Elena leaned closer. The handwriting was plain, almost humble. Mrs. T, funeral flowers, 12 notes. Our family, pediatric doses, no names. J, laborer, 1 week shelter, paid in tomorrow's work. The doctrine calls this unscripted dependence, a fracture. Once the recall fuses the historical bill paths, every entry here becomes reviewable plausibility. Then let it. This ledger was never written to be read by the Bureau. It was written so that when the machines finish their perfect memory, a few small human things might still exist that were never offered to them in the first place. Aid without audit. Mercy without metadata. Not every record is for the state child. Some records are just for the living. She closed the ledger with the same unhurried motion she had used to open it. The cloth cover made a soft, final sound against the table. Your brother understood that once. I think you're beginning to. Elena stared at the closed book. Outside the high window, the muffled sounds of citizens rushing to exchange their last physical notes continued. The city feeding the lattice its final, frantic data. She had watched the parish box offer mercy. She had watched the lattice narrow Marta Kale's life without accusation. She had watched the side-gig republic keep ordinary dependents alive. Now she saw the ledger itself, a record kept purely for care, never for control. Mother Ansel picked up the pen again. "If you stay long enough, I'll show you how to write in a book without trying to own the life inside it." Elena did not sit down, but she did remove her gloves. The recall window had been open for 30 hours. Outside, the city continued to feed the state its last frightened offerings. Inside the basement, one old woman reopened a book that had never once mistaken memory for ownership. And somewhere above them, Mara was already preparing the noise that might buy such records a little more time.